Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Get Active with Mr Satt. I hope everyone's feeling great. I hope everyone's having an awesome week so far. And I hope everyone's ready for a great session today. Just a really quick thing. So, unfortunately, I have actually got a slight injury today, which means that I won't be able to do the normal stuff that I would normally be able to do. So, I'm going to run a slightly adapted session today. That'll be slightly shorter in duration, slightly change a couple of the exercises. Really, it's just missing out one of the jumps. However, so if you would like to do the normal Wednesday session that you would normally do on a Wednesday, then I would go back to the 10th of June, so last week, and watch that video. However, we're obviously still going to run the session today. Very similar exercises. Really, the only one that's missing is the jump. And if you've been doing this exercise before, then you can just build jump at the end. Okay, so obviously, like I said, the 10th of June, if you want to go back and listen to that, that's fine. However, we will run a slightly adapted session today. But if you want to get sort of one of the jumps, then you can do that yourself at the end. So without further ado, just a couple of key points. Please remember, as ever, that you've got clear space in front of you. So make sure there's no obstacles in the way. Please make sure that if you're working on a harder slippery surface, that you have appropriate footwear on. And most importantly, please make sure that there's no compulsion to complete any of these exercises. If you don't feel comfortable in anything, if you're carrying an injury, you may want to substitute one of the exercises for something that you enjoy. Otherwise, you can sit back, listen, and get involved in some of the coaching after you listen to the coaching cues if you would like. Like I said, without further ado, we'll get warmed up. Like I said, 10th of June if you want to go back to the normal. However, we will run a good adaptive session here today. Perfect. So from there, all we're going to do, we're going to go to our warm-up. So you can put your arms by your side like so, leg on the floor, and then we're just going to go into our leg crossover. So we're just going to drop one leg over each side. Awesome, great stuff. Remember, keep those shoulder blades flat on the floor. Awesome. So from there, all we're going to do, lay onto our side, bring one knee up to your, have it flat on the floor, and then all you're going to do is watch your hand over like so. Bring it back. Remember, this is just opening up the middle of our back. This is a nice stretch position if you've been sort of sat down at the desk all day. So that if you're getting a little bit of neck or lower back pain from sitting down at the desk, it's quite a nice one to sort of open up your mid back. And then we'll switch sides. Remember, try and keep that leg that's up just on the floor the whole time. Awesome. So from there, all we're going to do is onto that tall plank position, and then we're going to go into a bit of a calf stretch. I'm going to do the one leg to my bad foot. However, all you're going to do is just pumping out your calf. So you remember, just trying to push your heels towards the floor. Awesome, great stuff. And then from there, all you're going to do is sweep one leg forward like so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is try and drop our chest to the floor. So have a nice stretch through our glutes. Remember, sort of a glute exercise, a glute stretch that works for you. Some people like slightly other ones. Some people like to go elevated. It's completely up to you. Like I said, just try and make the session suit for yourself. And then from there, all you do is sweep your right leg forward. And the same thing, just go into a glute stretch. Try and drop your chest to the floor. Awesome, great stuff. From there, we're going to a hip flexor stretch. If you're watching me here, all I'm going to do is just going to push my hips slightly forward, and then I'm actually going to shoot back, push my hips towards my heels, stretch my hamstrings. So hip flexor to heels. So hip flexor to heels is where you stretch your hamstring. Awesome. Oh, then we're going to switch sides. So remember, we're not overextending through our backs. A slight push forward, then really drive those hips back. Feel a good stretch to your hamstring. Awesome, great stuff. Okay, So like I said, we're going to go through the exercises now. There's some really familiar exercises here. Actually, there's some pretty identical exercises and stuff we've done before. So please do make sure that, however, please do make sure you get involved in this warm-up, familiarise yourself with the session and get to grips with everything. Like I said, this is a slightly adapted session, obviously some carrying slight injury. If you need to substitute anything in, bring anything that you enjoy, that you want into the session, please do. Like I said, the only thing that's really missing is the jumps portion. Feel free to obviously get some jumps done towards the latter end of the end of the session. Okay, so the first exercise, all we're going to do from here, we're going to do a single leg box squat. So from here, you're going to have one leg out in front of you like so, and then you're going to drop down. So you need a chair, a sofa, anything you can really sit down on. And then from here, all you're going to do is just drop down and stand tall. Okay, now the ways that you can make it slightly easier is you can either come down on one leg like so, and stand up on two. You can also get like a textbook, an old textbook, something like that, put it out in front of you, or you can just put your hands out in front of you and just do exactly the same thing and stand tall, okay? So that acts as a bit of a counterbalance. So you've got single leg box squats to start, then you're going to be laying onto your back like so, and all you're going to do from here, have one leg up in the air like so, you're going to squeeze your glutes, and you're going to drive your hip to the sky. So from here, you're doing a single leg glute bridge. Like I said, alternatives, if you want to make the session work for you, what you could do is you could alternating glute bridge like so, squeeze your glutes, try and keep your hips to the sky, work through there. Okay, so the next exercise, you're going to be on your knees like so, and then all you're going to do, we're going to do those push throughs. So remember from here, we're just going to go push through, bring it back, push through, bring it back. So the emphasis here, that we move from long push-ups, we're trying to work more into our triceps and our shoulders here, so make sure you're pushing forward and down rather than straight down to the floor. So forward and down, and back, forward and down, and back. And just working through there. The next exercise will be laying on your front like so. You're going to pinch your shoulder blades together, hands above your head, and you're going to bring them back, and then behind your body, and hold into the body there. Pinch your shoulder blades back and down, and bring them back. Back and down, and bring them back. Okay, and then the final exercise over here, you can come up against the wall like so. You're going to lean against the wall. Okay, so all you're going to move is through your elbows. So you're going to bend your elbows and extend your arms. Bend your elbows and extend your arms. So from here, all you're going to do, lean up against the wall. You're going to bend your elbows and then straighten your arms. Bend your elbows, straighten your arms. Okay, so keep the tension into your triceps. Just working through here. And remember, you can slow these exercises down, make them harder. You can add some sort of external load for some of the exercises to make them harder as well. Try and find what works for you in the session and really sort of tailor it to yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the timer and then we get started. Awesome. So we're into those single leg box squats. So from here, we're going to do a squat down and then stand tall. Okay, remember you have your hands out in front of you like so. Try and show off that Hailey badge. Keep your chest nice and tall. Slow and control down the box. Don't just flop down the box. Remember, you can stand down on one. You come down on one. Stand up on two if you'd like. Also, hands out in front of you. That's a slight counterbalance. Make sure you do switch your legs. Awesome, great stuff. Okay, so now we're onto the floor. All we're going to do from here, we're going to do a single leg glute bridge. So bend one leg like so. You squeeze your glute, drive your hip to the sky. As you're squeezing your glute and your belly button pulled in, so try not to arch in through your back. You switch legs, do the same thing on the other leg. Okay, you can do your alternating bridge marches if you'd like. So you need to keep your hips high and just switch your legs over. Awesome, great stuff, guys. Okay, so now we're into the upper body bit. So we're going to go onto our knees like so. Hands out in front of you. We're going to push forward and down. Really good. Remember, put a bit more emphasis in your shoulders and triceps. Still try and keep that Hailey badge nice and tall. So a nice flat back. Remember, slow and controlled. You can really slow these exercises down and make it slightly harder. Awesome, great. great stuff, guys. So you're going to lay down to your front like so. You're going to pinch your shoulder blades together and we go from the overhead to behind your back. Keep those shoulder blades pinched together. Awesome, great stuff. Now up against the wall, and we're into our tricep extensions. Remember, you're just going to bend your elbows and bend your elbows, extend your arms. Lean up against the wall. Remember, the further away you are from the wall, the harder it will become. The closer, the easier it will become. We're literally just bending our elbows, straightening our arms. Remember, you slow it down, make it harder. Awesome. Superb work, guys. Okay, so that's the first round done. Have a minute's rest and then we'll get back into it. Okay, so 10 seconds left. Remember here, don't collapse onto the chair or onto your sofa or the box. Make sure slow and controlled. Keep your chest tall. Like I said, hands out in front, that's counterbalance. Slow and controlled. Keep your chest tall. Oh, make sure you switch legs. Awesome, great stuff, okay? And from there, you're going to lay down to your back. Squeeze your glutes, drive your hips to the sky. Keep your belly button pulled in, core tight. Awesome, make sure you switch legs, so make sure you do the other leg now. Remember, you can do alternating glute bridges. You can just keep your hips up. You can just alternate your legs like so. Find what works for you. Awesome, great stuff. So now you're onto your knees and you're into those push throughs. Remember, you're trying to go down and forward rather than straight down to the floor like you normally would in a push-up. To keep that tension to your shoulders and triceps. Same idea that you don't want your elbows too wide here, you don't want them too tight. Somewhere in the middle. Awesome, great stuff. Okay, so now you're laying onto your butt front. And we're into that sort of handcuff position from overhead to behind your body like so. Keep those shoulder blades pinched. You're going to pull them back and down. Back and down. Remember, you want to keep your belly button just off the floor, and you want to keep your hands off the floor. So make sure you're bracing that core. Awesome, superb work. Now up against the wall and you're into tricep extensions. So remember, all we're doing, just bending our elbows, straighten your arms. Make it harder, move yourself further away from the wall. Slow and controlled. Awesome. Superb work, guys. Okay, so that's another round done. Have 1 minute's rest and then we'll get back into it. Awesome, superb work so far, guys. Just remember as we go into this last set, quality over quantity, nice, slow and control with all of these movements. It's not compromised at any form. Let's focus on the basics and keep those key principles high. So chest tall, hands out in front of you, and we're just going to squat down to a box or to a chair. Remember, don't collapse the box, make sure you switch legs. Awesome, superb work. So now onto the floor, and we're into that single leg glute bridge. So remember, we're going to squeeze our glutes, slow and controlled. Push those hips to the sky. Remember, don't overextend, so we start arching our back, just keep our hips up. Make sure we keep the tension on our glutes, squeeze the glutes. Make sure you switch legs now. Okay, remember you can do alternating bridges if you need to, so you just alternate through. Awesome, superb work. So now we're onto our knees. We're going to push forward and down. So we're in those little push throughs. So remember, not a normal push up. Remember, slow and controlled. Try not to overextend or arch into that back. Keep your belly button pulled in, core braced. Awesome, superb work, guys. Okay, so laying onto our fronts now. Remember, belly button pulled in, core braced. Try and get that belly button off the floor. Belly button off the floor, hands off the floor. And we're going to pull down, back. Awesome, superb work, guys. Okay, so final exercise, we're up against the wall, and all we're going to do is bend our elbows and straighten our arms. So we're just going to bend our elbows, straighten through your arms. Remember, further away from the wall, the harder it becomes. You can slow it down, tension on. Awesome. Superb work, guys. Really, really, really good. Perfect. And let that timer just run out. Great stuff. Awesome. Guys, superb work today. Really, really well done. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I hope everyone had a great time. Like I said, the only real thing that we missed out there was the jumps. If you want to get some of the jumps done now, all we would have done was those jumps forward. But remember, make sure you've got appropriate footwear on. Don't do anything you don't feel comfortable with. And refer to previous videos if you want to get any ideas of the sort of stuff you may do. Have a superb day. Enjoy this fine weather. And we'll touch base tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.